Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
Hey, hello everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Thank you for coming through once again to share in this YouTube experience with me. And whether you are getting some tangible information or you're slightly entertained, thank you for being here anyway. It humbles me that even a few people watch, and that's with the fact that some of you are not very appreciative of your station or your presence in here. So just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you. So anyway, got two comments. Bill Brad, the overall dominant early bird was good. And we got Christopher the Conqueror in here. All right, guys. We get a few shout outs real quick. Shout out to the replay gang. You never need to overestimate, you never need to underestimate your importance for being here because you are very important to this channel's algorithm. Shout out to the members. We have a new member, Forever Blessed. What's good? Uh, Thank you for joining up with us. You were gifted a membership before, but you made the decision to become a member for the long term. But let me give a shout out to the other members. We got Greg, Aaron P, Bill Brad, Prof Days, Indigo Flow, The Builder's Table, D Rock Den, American Negro News, Mr. Me Too, Barry Little, D Scott, Yumcha 11, Black Pearl, Andre 420, Blue Marvel, 9, Detroit 313, A Sower of Seed, Black Light Revelations 2, and Revelator, the Spirit of Variance. All right. Thank you all. Also, shout out to the moderators for not power tripping me into a desolate place as far as YouTube is concerned. Thank you for looking out for me and looking out for this channel's best interest. And also a shout out to the people in the clouds. Those of you who listen to the show but don't, participate in the live chat and the live chat participants as well. You all are the ones that make a difference in this channel. You continue to encourage me to continue to do content, and that is a great thing. So, all righty, shoot, see what's going on in YouTube land. Because I mean, I would address somebody, but here's the thing, man. It's I'm a here's the thing with me. I pick my battles. I pick my battles. And if it's not a battle that's worth having, then I don't need to waste my time and you guys' time that tune in every time I'm on the air. Sora Seed, what's good, man? What's good? RPM, what's going on? Thank you all for being here. So the title of the stream is Black Men Stop Raising Your Son to Be Simps. Now, that's no dig at anyone, in light of recent events, in light of, recent debacles I've had in this space because, I know that, there was a guy out there that said that I'm raising my daughter to be a modern woman. And for my daughter's age and that nigga's age, I don't know why the fuck you're so concerned about what I do with my motherfucking kid to make sure that she survives in this world when her parents are no longer here. I guess you want me to say, hey, why don't you run under, why don't you go be under a man? And then the way you guys speak around this space is so contradictory. You're one way, one place, you're another way, another place. And, I just I don't get it. But then again, I do because, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was kind of raised to be a simp. You know, if my daughter was a son instead, I would raise him to be as base as I am now. You know what that word base means, right? Let me. In fact, let me go ahead and look up that word so we can have a clear definition of what based is. And got to be careful with words in these spaces these days because we're on a lot of these words on the FBI watch list, and based is one of those words. Let's let me see what does base mean in slang. Okay, okay, all right. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Uh, so I can present this definition to you guys. You know, hopefully, I don't bore you guys too much tonight. All right. So let me make that a little bigger, actually. Okay. So, what does base mean in slang? I see you down there, Ken, seeing red. What's good? Uh, and Christopher the Conqueror would agree that most of us were raised to be simps. Yes, we were. And I mean, some of us and had a more unique effect than others. So base is just a word used when you agree with something or when you want to recognize someone for being themselves, courageous and unique, or not caring what others think. Yeah, that's me for the most part. I mean, when I say for the most part, of course there are like one or two people that I really look at and just like, look, I don't want to look bad in front of that person. And I mean, and that's okay. That's okay for most of us. So if you have a person like that in your lives, then you're okay with me. And hopefully, I'm okay with you. But I would say that I'm more based than anything. I'm proud of that fact. I mean, it's nothing that's going to be dangerous to anyone else just because I know how to be myself. I know how to be an individual. And because of the way I look and the way I talk, I can't help but to be an individual anyway. I don't speak like most salty balls. What's good? I see you down there. I don't speak like most people that are in this space or in society in general. I mean, when you listen to me speak, you know that Kevin is speaking, or Kev, as you some of you refer to me as. I've been Kev most of the time I've been on this platform. So Prof Days said base God little B. Yeah, man. So y'all, thank y'all for being here, man. I mean, I know it's Saturday night. A lot of you guys, you could be somewhere else. You could be, kicking it with a loved one or some friends. I mean, you could be out at a bar or something or in a club, but you choose to share. Like I said, sharing this YouTube experience with me. So yeah, so black men, stop raising your son to be simps. Specifically talking to black men. You know, we can talk about we can talk about how these girls are being raised to be feminists, being raised to be misandrous, being raised to be man haters. Oh yeah, and then like a lot of you, like I said before, are talking about how these girls are being raised to be modern women, which is dumb as fuck, by the way. Because if you're raising a person in today's climate, you are raising somebody that's pretty modern. So, I mean, what is it like? What is a modern man? Revelated spirit of variance. What's going on? Salute to you as well. All right. So I mean, what I mean by that is like that has done a lot of damage to the psyche of black men. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but it really has. So so let's look up the word simp. Yeah, simp. I'll just say simp. Urban Dictionary. Yeah. Okay. Urban Dictionary top definition of a simp is someone who does way too much for a person they like. Uh, Other definitions on crowdsource online dictionary include a guy that is overly desperate for women, especially if she is a bad person or has expressed disinterest in him, but he continues to obsess. I don't know. I would say that's more of a definition of a weirdo. I would say, but let's see. Let's look up Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary because see, that's what most of us go by anyway. Those of us who theorize and pontificate. Let's see. Man who puts the holes before the bros. Man, let me blow this up. Yeah. Let's see. A word that everyone overuses without the correct definition. I will agree with that. It means that a guy that is overly desperate for women, especially if she's a bad person. Okay, we already read that. Okay. When it is okay, a simp. I'm trying to see which one of these definitions that I kind of can roll with as far as this broadcast. Say is it when a male is overly submissive to a female and gain nothing from it. So overly submissive that other guys cringe and feel ashamed when seeing them. This applies to males in relationships when they are so submissive that they literally say anything to be in favor with the female. Oh yeah, especially like trying to gain the favor of women who believe in the censorship of black men. Yeah, that kind of thing right there. Uh huh. Let's see. They call us jar openers on Facebook. Now that now when they want to throw shade, LOL. Been there and done it. And I mean, like with most men that are in these spaces, they're not afraid to say things like, say things like, I was once a simp. I've been a simp. I've simped for a woman at one point. And, they say it with a certain level of shame, meaning that they learn from this simping, that they have done. Christopher the Conqueror, a male who will sacrifice his dignity in hope of getting sex or approval from a woman. Hmm. Or we could use the Tommy Sotomayor acronym, a sucker idolizing mediocre pussy, which I think is hilarious. But Tommy has his view on this space over here, so whatever, nigga. Uh, but yeah. So we got 11 in the building. Uh, press like, press that like button on the way in. Oh, oh, look at that! Look at that! Hey, somebody in the chat. I just, I just looked at my likes. I want you to guess what happened already. If you, if you do, I'll tell you if you're correct or not. Somebody in the chat, please tell me what I just saw when I checked my likes. I mean, hell, I don't think I've been talking a good 10 minutes yet. RPM, ding, 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 ding. Correct. I already got one dislike, and I think they're gonna come. I mean, I'm starting to believe that these are the same person or the same people. So, I guess they dislike because I haven't played the PSA for them yet. So for that dislike, it wouldn't even let the show get off the ground. This one's for you.
A warning. 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 If you hear something that makes you upset on the broadcast, true opinion or otherwise, you are free to sign off or go to another channel. If you can't, please contact the display number below to seek help. Trolling and hate watching is more serious than you think. Now back to our scheduled broadcast.
Yep, Christopher the Conqueror. The hate watching is real. I don't know. I guess maybe because I've like in recent weeks I've taken certain positions. And that's okay with me. If you don't like me, I'm the one that, you know, I'm the one that understands and I've always said this. I can't win everybody. Everybody isn't gonna like me. In fact, there's gonna be quite a few people that dislike me. I don't give a shit. I never gave a shit. In fact, I relish in that shit. I celebrate the dislikes. If I go through a broadcast without getting a dislike, I have not done my job. I haven't. Seriously. Dude. Yeah, the point at this point it is routine. Yeah, it is. Ernest Stahl was good, man. Good to see you. Yeah. Shoot. Good to see you, man. But I mean, if we're gonna practice urgency in the way we are raising black boys around here, and I have to mostly talk to the men because uh, a lot of the women have made it clear that they don't want to listen to us black men on anything. So let's talk amongst the brothers because see, some of you niggas are difficult to reach as well. I mean, and I say that out of love. I do. I say that out of love. I say that out of solidarity for my brothers because I want us to do better. I really do. I mean, what emotional damage is raising your son or, mentoring a kid into being a simp. You know, these guys you don't tell these kids if you simp, you're not gonna get any respect, especially from these women. Now, all that online banner they calling you a real man because you simp. The second that you don't simp, they'll turn against you. And that's not real true respect at all. That's not being genuine. Like simping causes a lot of disingenuous type of, banter that gives you credit as long as you do it. But the second that simping is gone, or the second that you come to a realization that you've been a simp and you want to do better, all them all them compliments that you get, is gonna go to the wayside. Women do not respect simps, and you need to tell the younger crowd that women do not respect you if you're a simp. I mean, they use you as a subterfuge to stay away from real conversations. So if you sit up here calling yourself fake protecting and defending a woman online, man, get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Seriously. I don't care about you. You're a liability. You're completely useless. Shut the fuck up and let the real men speak. So for you younger guys out there, don't let yourself get to that point. Period. Don't let it happen. Don't do it. You will suffer for it. You will suffer your life for it. You'll be a miserable lump. You'll be depressed and angry for no fucking reason. You'll be very female like. Yeah, so also let me remind you, be mindful of the scroll ticker down below. Um, yeah, it says like, share, subscribe, and it has my Cash App. It warns you of the harsh language that I use on this particular live on my live streams. Yeah, I use words like shit, fuck, damn, ass, pussy, bitch. I use all those words. And this is for entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to be taken serious, but there's always an underlying message in what I say. So take it serious if you want. There are people that have claimed to learn from what I have to say. I got to be honest with you. You need to let me know what those things are. But I do try to be somewhat entertaining. I try to keep people engaged. That's why I always read the comments. You know, so I always read the comments. That's why I always put them on the screen. If you are courteous enough and you are a participant enough to put a comment in that live chat to engage, I am very interactive with my chat, and I think that's what kind of attracts people to this channel a bit. But we got to, I got to do more. The people who are here now, you don't have to do anything else except show up. If you want to support the channel, Cash App is on the screen. Cash App is across the scroll ticker. Plus, the super chat is activated. It helps keep things going around here. But hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. What's good? Once again, once again is on, my brother. So, I mean, am I getting to a place where it's kind of making sense as to why I'm concerned for the future of black men? Don Jizzle, interracial culture, hashtag SYSBM Bros. Black man dating outside of race and state winning, and a black single mother are losing only to get with the Pookie and Ray Ray. Also, Tyrone dude, they on that gay prison drop. So, hey man, look, I try not to, make too much fun of that because I've met some brothers that have been to prison, and 100% of the time they will say that prison life ain't really centered around the gay culture, but the object is not to go to prison. The object is to stay out of prison. So, but what I try to do it because there's guys that actually been through traumatic experience because they're gay niggas in prison. So we try not to make fun of those guys too much, unless of course they get on your fucking nerves, and then you can just take a cheap shot. I mean, shoot, yeah, but yeah. Speaking of simps, there's some dude somewhere whining with my channel's name in his mouth once again. Like, and I'm gonna give you a wild guess as to who it is. He takes tiny bites out of cheeseburgers just to hear him scream. I don't know if that was funny or not, because I can't hear laughter, but at least I tried on that one. But I mean, like I keep telling you guys, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth unless you're saying something good. Like shit. If you want to say that Kev is a cool guy, I have no problem with that. That Kev runs a YouTube channel I like. I have no problem with that either. I have no problem with that either. But especially if you lying, you can go fuck yourself. I mean, don't lie. At least tell the truth. I mean, shoot. Let me see. But y'all can guess who it is. I mean, like, this has been 2 or 3 times, man. Let me tell you something, man. I ain't none of BGS. I ain't none of the PhDs. I will end your ass on this platform if I really tried. And me really trying is a very hilariously entertaining thing. And people have seen that in the past. So let's see. The majority of shit in prison isn't gang rape. That's used to keep people out, and it works for the most part because comments like that. Yeah, yeah. I agree with spreading a word like that from a psychological standpoint because like growing up, one of my biggest fears going to prison is that it's just that someone would try me like that, and the way they say they gang up on you is like it's almost as if there's nothing you can do about it. I'm like, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna try to do something about it if I ever end up in a situation like that. But see, here's the thing: I had good parents. Yeah, good parenting will keep you out of prison. I mean, you can deny that shit if you want to, but let's see. So honestly, I never got how prison rape became such a common joke in mainstream comedy. Man, what worse fate could a man experience? Yeah, taking someone's manhood, and try not to spell that word out just like that because they try. Because what they've been doing with my shows as of late, sometimes is they'll disable the live chat, and people who come back to watch the show in the replay game, sometimes they would want to look at the live chat. That's why I try to highlight as many comments as I can, so so people can see what the live chat is saying. Unless we get to rolling really good, then sometimes I miss out on some comments. RPM said I'm like Beetlejuice. As long as the nigga keep my name out their mouth, I won't pop up and hunt their shit. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but the thing is though, if you got a guy that is focused on a much smaller content creator, and my channel is like almost 10 times smaller than that other channel, then who's winning at the end of the day? The bigger content creator or the smaller content creator? If you got to come and try to check me on anything, but, and you got, okay, my channel is almost 4,000 subs. And I mean, that's been a tough road because, people have been claiming level, I've unsubbed because Kev made this guy a mod, or I've unsubbed because I heard he down with Sister George, or something like, oh, so like you will unsub a black man in a heartbeat, as opposed to a black woman that will sit up there and berate black men. And guess what? You stick with that bitch. So, you know, that's just all the more reason for the title of the stream. Stop raising your little boys to be simps. Stop raising to be simps. Like you're it's a breeding ground for frustration. And then once they found out that all you old niggas lied to them, then they all over social media talking about, oh, these old niggas this, these old niggas want us to go back to the plantation. Old niggas that. Now that I had now that I have the appearance of an old nigga, the grays in my beard right now, and my obvious diminutive frame, I can tell all you that say that old nigga crap to kiss my ass. Not literally. We just got through talking about prison violation. So, you know, I don't want nobody doing anything to my ass. I mean, except me, and that's that's just in the confines of washing and white. So, so it's meant to be an exit, people. Just an exit. Anything that says black men being brutally honest would always make the needs of haters and detractors buckle. Man, the only needs I want buckling are female needs when they see me. Oh, it's Kev. Oh. Please, I don't. I mean, you may be saying quivering in fear or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like this. If you have a problem with me, you ain't got to simp anywhere else. Shoot. I mean, shit. Like I said, smoke show is every fucking Sunday. Smoke show every fucking Sunday. And I'm not gonna play the game of I'm trying to get you to come to my channel. You try to get me to come to your channel. I don't give a damn about that. Shoot. But I mean, it'll be a great look. I mean, I've gone into enemy territory before unwittingly. I mean, holla at truth as I know it about that. I mean, well, it wasn't his intent, I guess, but I mean, it was his partner's intent, the people he run with. So, Don Jizzle, interracial culture. Hashtag SYSBM bros say the Pookie and Ray Ray only had those kids with black women and tried to blame good brothers like us, trying to force us dating them. Hell no. Save yourself, brother. Date out. Don't play stepdad. I mean, you ain't got to necessarily date out to not play stepdad. I mean, I do understand that this culture of women is sort of problematic at times based on their indoctrinated attitudes. But I mean, shoot. I mean, there's a good one here. Now I know a couple good ones. A couple. I know a couple ones that Granted, something happens to what I got now that I would kind of cuddle up with, watch a couple movies, and eat some popcorn and stuff like that, and you know, yeah, let me not get too detailed with that. And here he comes, Don Jizzle again. Black single mothers, they crazy. They only want money to help them problems. Let them go back to a baby daddy. You don't want to be baby daddy number 7. Any brother that decides they want to be baby daddy number 7, number one, deserves that simp label like Boyce Watkins. You know, but that's a nigga that's definitely, if he's not at the back of the line, shoot, he's the guy next to the guy that's the back of the line. I mean, nope, none of you want to be back of the line guys. I mean, but baby daddy number 7, like seriously, if he chooses to be that, he deserves everything he gets. And I'm talking about anywhere from criticism to child support payments to just flat out dishonor. A societal view that you are a real simp. They deserve that simp label. Yeah, I tell the honeys keep them knees buckling. Well, you gotta make them. You gotta have that effect on them. You shoot. You gotta have that effect on the honeys to make their knees buckle. Whispering sweet nothings to them, saying what you're gonna do to them sexually that they will actually like. So yeah, so yeah, so RPM agrees with something and Eric agrees with something. So all right, we are 30 minutes in. We got 24 in the building. I had 25 at one point. Indigo Flow. Long live the motherfucking, long live the habitual motherfucking line stepper. Long live yourself, my brother. Long live. So, let me see what I'm working with as far as. All right, 16 likes. I'm still at 1 dislike. I can almost guess who that is. The guy that did a show. I guess he didn't do the entire show, on Black Men Being Brutally Honest. But I have stated before, what Aaron P was good, man. Was good. Was good. But let me hold this up here for a second. Yeah, man. I already told you what happened to the group. I already told you because that group boomed just like that. Now, my intent for that group before the simp incursion and the sisterhood incursion was to just for a place that we can kind of discuss some things like our history, and if people wanted to network, they can use that group to network as well. But see, the fact of the matter is, the group flooded with trolls and made it into an idiot box. That's why I hate when people see black men spaces and they say stuff like, "Oh man, this is not to be taken seriously. Oh, I'll just come here for entertainment. Oh, them niggas, they people are so smug with that shit. Them niggas so funny, blah blah blah. Yeah, what coming up in my algorithm? Like, bitch, you ain't gotta watch. Good lord, like they don't want black men spaces taken serious. They don't. And and somebody out there's probably saying, "Well, as long as you in there, they won't take it seriously." Like, shut up. I mean, if people want me gone bad enough, embarrass me enough to make me want to leave. I'm not a man. I gotta warn you guys. I'm not a person with very much humility because I can just about explain anything. I don't have anything egregious on my record, so I don't know what the fuck anybody will find to humiliate me with. I mean, even for a couple people out there that have a little bit, I guess you could say, too much information on me, that shit won't embarrass me either. So I welcome anyone to try. I will, like, seriously, I will. That's a challenge. Find something that's going to embarrass me, and see if that's going to change my resolve for being here. Shoot. And I guarantee you, I can find a way to embarrass you back. They stay selling wolf tickets. Oh yeah, that's a saying that I learned when I was 15. My parents started saying that, selling wolf tickets. That means they're blowing, like what they say in today's terms about selling wolf tickets, blowing smoke up somebody's ass. Yeah, yeah, man. But don't grow up to be a voice. I mean, if If black men had more confidence in ourselves, had more self respect, there wouldn't be any need for simp. Blowing smoke up somebody's ass. If you said that deserved a pause, that deserved a no diddy. I mean, I mean, that ain't necessarily got. I mean, you could be blowing smoke up a woman's ass. Then that wouldn't be a pause moment right there. Let's get a little technical with it. But I mean, don't grow up to be a Boyce Watkins. No, don't do that. Ass smokers is what I call it. Oh, okay. Well, he went a little further with it. Yeah, man. The thing is, though, I don't have to simp. I do understand. I do understand that simping will get you a larger audience. Look at Sharon Bracey. That motherfucker be simping. I look in on Sharon Bracey sometimes, and I'm like, damn, he amassed a large audience in a short amount of time, but his audience is full of sisterhood women who hate black men. But whatever you got to do for content strategy, bruh. I mean, he's also spreading that Rim Brothers crap. Which I mean, when black folks insult people, they try to insult them based on false information. And, hearing that kind of shit, I mean, it's all good. I mean, you can insult me with what you want, but one thing that I've learned about people who are like that try to just insult you left and right, is they don't know. They don't know anything about you. I mean, they may not agree with your online rhetoric. Some people will be like, "Oh man, I don't understand why Kevin's in the manosphere or the black manosphere," which is, yes, we need to call it the black manosphere because that gives us separation from the other manospheres. Yeah, the alt right white manosphere that really talks crazy at times, and excuse me, and who are true cuts and incels, and whatever other manospheres out there. But since the black manosphere deals directly with black men, you got a hater movement. Let's see. I'm not mad at him for choosing that. What he really felt is the best option for him. You must be talking about boys. But then he went into trying to shame other people into raising kids that ain't theirs. Yeah, and that's where you fuck up at, especially if you're at the back of the line. Like for real, I can't be at the back of the line. I'm sorry. I don't care how much I love the bitch. I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna wait on you to get finished with this nigga, this nigga, this nigga, this nigga, this nigga. I'm not gonna do it. The plumber has a lot of brothers checking the sisterhood. Yeah, yeah, checking the sisterhood and checking all these simps too. That roll with the sisterhood. Now, how you gonna get at like a question like for the hater out there? How you gonna get at me for dealing with females and then you deal with females?
Man, that's a female.
Boy, when will Simps get it through the thick skull? Simps don't get laid. I mean, unless they pay for it. I mean, and I don't think that's counts as getting laid. I mean, let me tell you something. The 99% of my success in the dating world, 99% of my success in the dating world came from me telling these women the truth. You got big old titties. You're not that intelligent. For real. I'm not joking. You dumb as fuck. Leave me alone. Shoot. I mean, for real. You'd be surprised how far you can get with a woman saying that shit. As opposed to, oh, Grand Rising Queen. Oh my God. You are so beautiful. Oh, you make my day brighter. Shoot. Fuck this. Like, stop. Just stop, brothers. None of that shit works. I mean, if it works for you, you found a very unique woman that is probably using you for your money or some shit like that. I ain't gonna lie, I throw a couple compliments here and there. If I think she looked good, she looked good. I'm a straight man. Shit, that's what straight men do. That doesn't mean you're a simp. I tell you what isn't a simp: a man who loves a woman. That's not a simp at all. I mean, if he loves a questionable woman that keeps throwing him hints, nigga, I don't want you. I only want you for this and that and all this other stuff. Yeah, then that kind of makes him a simp. But just for basically loving a woman, let's just say loving a woman that loves him back. That doesn't make you a simp. Loving your wife does not make you a simp. Putting up with bullshit and disrespect just to get a pat on the head, that makes you a simp. But I often talk about like how the previous generations did us as far as raising us to have certain beliefs. Like I said, I was raised to have those same beliefs. I had to, I would say, in many ways, deprogram myself. You know, I'm kind of glad that the way that some people, some men tried to give me advice. I'm glad that I was able to look past all that because sometimes it takes a little trial and error, and then once you have enough trial and error, you be like, well, this one right here worked, or this shit right here didn't work, and why does old nigga lie to me like that? Especially the part about paying bills and such. These dudes that get married and give their wife their paycheck. I've said that before. They'll give their wife their whole paycheck and get an allowance. Marcus Romero Productions. What's good? What's good? When a man loves a woman. I mean, at least make sure she love you back. I mean, raised to believe women are sugar, spice, and everything nice. Raised in a serious R&B era. I mean, dude, whip appeal. I mean, whip. When I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first heard the song "Whip Appeal" by Babyface, I immediately said, "This is some bullshit." Like seriously, this is some bullshit. Whatever you want is all right with me. You got that whip appeal, so whip it on me. And then the song after that, soon as I get home from work, this nigga said he'll pay your rent, he'll wash your car soon as I get home from work. And then this is what they're teaching, what a real man is. A real man this, a real man that. That's why you hear so much bullshit garbage from the sisterhood. Oh, a real man would pay all my bills and bill for me and all this other shit. Like, bitch, shut up. Like, no, that's not it. You give the pussy to guys for much less. That is not it. Is it me or do you notice that so many R&B artists are weird? Yeah, they weird. Weird hairstyles, weird philosophies, weird clothes. Well, niggas wear makeup and eyeliner and shit. Not one day in my life, even in a stage play, and I don't ever remember being in a stage play for real. But not even in any situation where I had to be in front of people have I ever worn eyeliner. Ever. Babyface set us back years. I mean, shit. Go. I will say this. Go listen to Aaron Neville tell it like it is. Like, yeah, I got mad respect for Aaron. After I heard that song, I had mad respect for Aaron Neville. That man said, "Find you somebody to play with. You want something to play with? Go find you a toy. I ain't with that shit. My time is precious." Tell it like it is the most classic anti-sip song that I've ever heard. Like, basically, bitch, don't be wasting my motherfucking time. But Kenny Babyface Edmonds, he ought to be ashamed of himself for that shit. I said Kenneth Edmonds is a menace. Yep, you damn Gen X set us up. Oh, you must remember the poll I did the other day. I said Gen X was hardcore. But you had a point, man, about the R&B songs. I was like, oh shit, I didn't think about that before I made this poll. And then I got up to I said let me see, the question I posed was which generation sounded more defeated? And I put boomers and millennials up there. I purposely did not put Gen X, but I did make a statement that Gen Xers were more hardcore. You know, we were more straightforward and hardcore. Then I think Christopher the Conqueror was the one that brought up the point where where all them stupid R&B songs came from. I was like, you got a point. Okay, so I didn't receive another dislike yet, so they must not want me celebrating. Salty balls. I saw that bullshit, man. It's the same. It's the same shtick every time. Like and I told you, I told everybody what happened today. I told everybody what happened to the group. I made a female moderator. She was a tragic mulatto. She power tripped. But see, here's where the lie is. There was in no way I was trying to silence black men. I was not trying to silence black men. I wasn't let ratchets run into the asylum or anything. I kicked ratchets out. Shoot, those motherfuckers that hate me to this day, because of some of the decisions I made in that group, as far as kicking motherfuckers out. Because I did not. Yeah, Andre 420, I see you down there. I don't even think I shouted you out yet, but I did not want that group to be a place where black men could be disrespected. In fact, I faced more disrespect than anybody in that group. Anyone. I was such an infamous character. I would go in other Facebook groups and they immediately knew who I was and started to cuss me out, all of the shaming tactics. That's why these motherfucking shaming tactics don't affect me. Oh man, you must be gay. Oh, y'all condone people would say all kinds of shit, had no screenshots, had no evidence to any of it. Oh, y'all condone rape and pedophilia. Like it just they tell such fucked up lies just to bring me down, just to bring me down in the eyes of others. And then that's why I have a certain I feel the way I feel about I would say blurred groups. Blurred groups are full of simps. They full of simps. It's simps and sisterhood all in blurred groups, black nerd groups. Yeah, I got kicked out of a black nerd group because somebody said that. Oh, well, man, this group ain't for you, man. I'm gonna let you go. I'm like, fuck your group, bro. Shit. Yeah, I could not stay in a blurred group for shit because they were full of simps. Tears of frustration I hold inside, but if you walk away, you make this grown man cry. Ugh, ugh. Fuck out of here with that. That black man being brutally honest. He just put up a commercial for his channel for tomorrow and son's funeral service, where you can get a church dinner with the funeral, potato salad. Oh God. Oh, he wrote. That's why he be wearing that fedora with that suit because they run a funeral home. I said, man, he said, oh, at least he guaranteed some fried chicken. Say goodbye to our loved one and eat some goddamn KFC on the way down. Blurred groups are the fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Indigo Flow. You know what I'm talking about. There's always some dude trying to prove himself to some e pussy. Girl, you gonna let me finger you in the DMs? Like, so I'm gonna send a picture with these two fingers like this. You can pretend they're my fingers when you touch yourself. Like, get the fuck out of here with that, dude. Christopher the Conqueror was painful indeed. I had to leave head nerds in charge. Oh God. Yeah, but don't be a simp, guys. Don't be a simp. I mean, I know sometimes these women can be very alluring online. I mean, all of them ain't big back heifers that hasn't have an angry disposition. All of them ain't. Some of them actually cute. Some of them are. Some of them actually say the things that we want to hear. Oh boy, that'll bring the simp out of any guy. When you have a woman who seemingly says all the things you want to hear, black women need to do better. I love my brothers. Black men, you're the truth. All this other stuff. Then I made I mean, I had a show about that, and you know, eh, these niggas will fall apart. Thank you, Queen. This is what we want to hear. Oh my God, where have you been all my life? Grand Rising, like, nah, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Sometimes listening to those type women are a breath of fresh air. I mean, some of them are actually cool as fuck, but a lot of them disingenuous, trying to try to get you for the okey doke. And I mean, it happens. It happened to me a couple times. Uh-oh, child abduction alert, Valdosta. So if you're in Valdosta, Georgia, shoot, somebody kid and them. Probably somebody who got their kid away from their baby mama or something. But kidnapping is kidnapping, and that's not right. That e-sex shit on Discord, getting in VC, and you know the rest. Hmm. Oh, okay. There's a lot of simping going on. There's a lot of e-simping going on Discord. Well, it's not e-simping. E-pussy playing. Better put that woman first, like Jaheim said. Look at Jaheim right now. What woman is around that guy? Jaheim put that woman first. He's not looking his best these days. Yeah. Rob Days, he put that woman first, and she was the first to destroy him. Mm. Yeah, I'm not saying don't deal with women like a lot of these guys say. But just don't deal with them. Just don't deal with them. What I'm saying is be careful. Move safely. Those will set you up. Oh, second dislike. All right. I got the second dislike finally. Guess I get to play the video now. I played the PSA the first time, but I'm gonna play the usual.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Damn.
So I wonder what that I wonder what dislike was that. Was that the Hamburglar or was it old heavy from the fat? Boy, that is an angry big back broad right there. I'm like, why are you so damn angry? You supposed to be happily married. You're angry as fuck. Like shit. Good women deserve good results, but the others, well, you know the rest. Yes, we know the rest. Yep. Cash App is on the screen. Anybody want to drop something on the plate? You can. Support the stream. Support this guy that's talking to you right now. Let's see. All right. Nothing so far. I'm not gonna chew you guys out for not donating. I mean, I'm gonna talk to you anyway. I'm gonna talk to you anyway. Yeah, the bras will gank the Simps. Yeah, set them up. Say meet you somewhere. Yeah, meet me somewhere. Shit. We'll have a good time. Next thing you know, you go in that hotel room, get club in the back of their head, and then a few dudes run their pockets. It's bad. Shoot. I be wanting to dislike people just so you can play that. The black men being brutally honest. The truth creates enemies. Yeah, yeah. The truth hurts because the truth hurts. Andre 420 said Femi ain't married. That's May. No, Femi claims to be married to Salty Balls. I know a good number of those people tangentially. I don't F with them. Okay. Tangentially. Okay. I'm trying to pronounce that correctly. Said back page was getting a lot of brothers robbed and some deleted. Yeah, you got to be careful out here, man. You got to be careful. Oh, Chaos Rain said she not married. Oh, is that why she's so frustrated? Always calling niggas gay because they don't want to put that they don't want to put their dick in between the folds of her fat. Do this, start doing this little motion right here. Oh God. Oh no. No. Sorry. Not sorry. You know. She lied the first time I talked to her was on your channel. Hmm. Yeah, she got too much time on her hand. So T with the super chat. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for your support. All right. Let's see what we got here. We'll do Wacky D. Yeah. Man, that's so fun. God. Yeah, man. So thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate your support of the channel. Don't let don't let Mr. Balls be alone in his effort. Okay. So go ahead, drop this link real quick. See if anybody wants to come up. I mean, haters can come up too, you know. Although I don't think very much of you guys. Because I mean, shoot. Yeah. Let's see if somebody wants to. Yeah, Wacky D and Sunshine, man. That's one of the ways to do it. Anybody want to talk to me about my Facebook group? You know, anybody want to talk to me about raising a modern woman or whatever? Come on up there. Come on up here. I, tr- I mean, I can't embarrass you too badly. I mean, there's only barely 20 people in here, so what is there to be afraid of? So we got T. What's good, man?
Hey, what's happening? How
Yeah,
you doing? What up, Kev?
I'm good, man. You know, looking forward to the starting this watermelon fast on Monday.
Oh, I hear that. That's gonna get you right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'll tell everybody how it is next week. So, what's good, man? You said that they're trying to slander my good name again.
Yeah, you know the hamburger. You ain't got shit to do on a Saturday nights. So,
I mean, but like, and they're like, I mean, it's safe to say this guy's kind of a simp anyway. Because I mean, like, he'll say that he's only dealing with productive men. He doesn't deal with women, and then be on women's channel just berate us. Like, dude, you're a simp. That's all there is to it. And I mean, like, I think he did that show tonight, and he did the one last night. I mean, 5 hours of number crying ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Don't y'all realize what you're doing? Like,
I mean, you got to think. I mean, you got somebody who's a so-called self-appointed president of the manosphere who actively has a big back on his channel censoring men with the sort of aims of actually quieting our voices and stuff like that. And he wants to come to us with some sort of sanctimonious moral authority or whatever the case may be. This is why don't nobody take him seriously. Quite honestly, you know, he's stuck in a damn tin can of a truck. He always talking about some federal contracts and this, that, and the third or whatever. You know, he ain't never, really shown anything as far as outcomes go. So, I mean, for somebody who says that they're as claimed as he is or whatever, they wouldn't find themselves in the confines of a damn truck. So it is what it is. So he ain't nothing but a bitter broad at this point. So he's in common with he ain't got nothing but commonality with that other big broad. So it is what it is. Let him hate. Let him continue hate watching. Let them send their trolls and stuff like that because the aim is to demoralize. You took your stance and you stood on your nuts and you said, look, man, I'm not about to, tolerate the bullshit or you about to play me as a fool, you know.
yeah,
And so those people who are real, more than ever, y'all go on ahead and make sure y'all support this brother here, you know. Um, Kevin is a cool guy. He's a really really cerebral guy here. That you're dealing with. So you're gonna have people playing them damn games and stuff like that. So and let
yeah.
them.
And also, I'm not gonna let him insult my audience either. Like, I'm not gonna let him do that because according to him, y'all a bunch of dumb niggas, and we're a bunch of dumb niggas rather. So, and I don't believe that at all. I think that I think that people who frequent this space are a pretty good group of people. I mean, many of which are accomplished individuals, and it's a disservice to them to put them down in any way because I don't have rap sheets on any of you guys. I mean, I don't know what many of you do for a living, but one thing I do notice is that many of you use screen names because you have actual professions, and participating in divulging the truths that uh, that we talk about around here can, and it's a shame that it could actually put your livelihood in danger. And the reason why that is telling these truths affect the bottom line of the greater society. If if everybody was in tune with the truth, then there's not much bullshit that you can throw at the people, and they don't want that to happen. So, I mean, that is one thing that I do understand. I wouldn't so much say I'm shadow banned as I would say that there's a lot of people that aren't used to the idea of a black man being brutally honest. They're not, because that's not what they want. That was never the intention, and I carry this label very proudly. So, I mean, people can say what they want to say. They can hate from outside the club, you know, and I'll just be doing just like old Dave Chappelle saying, fuck your couch, nigga. That's just what I am at this point. I mean, I will continue to push forward and make this one particular channel one of the preferred spots in the Black Manosphere. So that haters ain't doing shit to discourage me. In fact, you feed off the hate, you monetize the hate, you do all of that. I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like I said, if a much bigger YouTuber has to come at me with some bullshit, then who's winning? The bigger YouTuber or me? It's me.
I,
So
I hear that. I mean, people project their own sort of failures in life onto you. I mean, you get, folks on here, I mean, just like, the Hamburglar talking about some research and all this, and he ain't never talked about no damn research in a day in his life. And here's my thing, like I said before, if you come with some level of acclaim and you're stuck in a tin can, at a certain point, it's about you. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't go out there and publish. You couldn't go out there and start a consultation firm. You couldn't go out there and actually do what you need to do. So, that ain't nothing but, bitterness projected because there's a level of entitlement and narcissism and stuff like that people just can't get down with. And when you're so Machiavellian to where you're willing to trade the own values that you're actually talking about, talking about Black Manosphere and what we need to do and we should do, or whatever the case may be, you got big backs over there, Mannion, people who actually admitted that they actually had a list and stuff like that. Then he's basically clearly understood that this person does not necessarily have his best interest at stake. Now, if you're clear that somebody doesn't have best interest at stake and you're still willing to work with them to shit on your own men and not even put aside grievances and stuff like that, then I like to say that that person has accepted their fate and relegated themselves to the destiny of bending the fuck over, being a submissive, punk that they are, and all this stuff is shielded and, a sort of moral value system that, that he picks and chooses, and switches one way or another, we already have enough, demagogues, weirdos, and fucking narcissists around here and stuff like that. This is why people should confine themselves to a code and not necessarily people, because people change all the fucking time. Point here. You see what I'm saying? You see the little minions, hate watching and disliking and playing games and stuff like that. They can do all that shit they want, but ain't nothing but fuel to the fire for you to continue to be resolute, man. You got our support, man. To be honest with you.
And I appreciate that. And in the midst of our little exchange, the dislike count has increased to 5. Like it went
Oh,
from two
really?
to yeah, 2 to 5. Like,
Oh,
5 dislikes.
okay.
So here we go.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Damn.
They can suck the saltiest part of my goddamn balls in that damn case. Go on ahead and add another damn dislike.
Good God. Like just what else, Sir Anthony? Sir Anthony says he's in the clouds. What's good, man? Salute to you yourself. You know. Yeah. But like just that quick, 3 months. So it for me, that's gotta be the same people. It's gotta be the same people every show. You know. And to make it so bad, like I'll be reading these chats when this dude be going off, and like I'm like, I don't know who half these niggas are. They don't know me. They've never talked with me. They've never spoke with me. But is what's the deal with that? It's like are they just followers? Are they just doing it because their favorite content creator suggested it? What's going on?
No, I mean, just like with any sort of, power dynamic and stuff like that, we're dealing in an age where, people are used to a power dynamic and, only yards are gained when you fight for them. So we're not obviously voicing our grievances on in the streets or, with picket signs and stuff like that. But we are sharing information on a sort of digital landscape to where it's like scalable and it could spread like no other. And
Yeah.
so this is an attempt to continue to try to put a muzzle on us, demoralize, get you to stop doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So they can't stop you there. What they'll do, they'll try to come after the chat. And if not, they'll try to have somebody try to get next to you just so that they can get a scandal. If not, they'll try to buy you out. And if not that, then they'll try with the smear campaigns or expose you or, and if not, they'll try to expose like relatives and stuff like that. This is all nothing but repression tactics. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
all it is. You know what I mean? And the problem is, we cannot control this sort of whipping boy that we got, you know, um, as, cattle to vote against their interests, to spend against their interests, for them to just be plug and play. They just here for existence. They're here and then they're dead. They give up the sort of insurance claim as far as the life insurance go, and we run them into the damn ground while they're here.
Mhm.
That's the play, and we're no longer accepting it. That's the problem. That's what's at stake here.
Yeah. And the most disappointing part of that this whole thing is that when you see people that you usually rock with or they usually rock with you over in those chats talking shit. Like
Over and what?
over in those certain particular chats talking shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
like
well, they were like that to begin with. That's assuming that they actually came over here in good faith in the first place. You ain't nothing but sleeper cells and stuff like that, right? I mean, we got to think about like history, right? If you see any brother in a certain part of the field just chit chatting and stuff like that, they gonna send a sister over there to, if you could call her that, to listen, to eavesdrop, and this, that, and the other. And she's smiling and this, that, and the other. She go and take the news back to master saying, oh, they about to burn the house down and about to leave 12 o'clock midnight. You know what I mean? So it's planned opposition. Okay. People are going from actual rhetoric to actually doing things in society. For example, Dennis called upon, people from his channel to go and support the brother, um, uh, uh, Aaron Sloan,
yeah,
right?
the plumber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they created a little profile saying he's lying and, all these games and stuff like that. But the whole point is, oh my God, these brothers is actually mobilizing in real life. They're actually voting their interests. Nobody wants to admit or actually say how powerful we are when we're actually, how people used to say, oh, if the black man wakes up, he'll be a sleeping giant. This is exactly what the fuck is happening, right? So, we got to expect that in the skies and stuff like that, there's going to be turbulence. There's going to be detractors. There's going to be games and stuff like that played or whatever the case may be. And as long as, you hold steadfast and stuff like that, even if it's just an army of people saying a variety of different things in their respective fields for Black men who teach, for Black men who are engineers, for Black men who are therapists, Black men who are doctors. We all have different perspectives of things that affect us in our own sort of agency and things like that, right? The whole bottom line here is they want us to shut the fuck up, and we won't. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, let me go on ahead and continue to drop my nuts. Hopefully it'll be another dislike. Let me earn you another dislike with this here. Okay, let me go on ahead and there you go. Go on ahead. Hate. Hate.
Yeah.
Continue talking, Kev. And I'm talking. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hate.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Oh man, that's super generous of you.
Oh no, hate. I'm sure that just like that. It was funny. A particular person of particular interest and stuff. Oh, I want to know what industry or what he do and this, that, and the other. That's information gathering. Don't worry about how the fuck I get my coin. Stop motherfucking pocket watching and stuff like that. Just so your ass can do to me what you did to Aaron and stuff like that. There's a reason why I fucking cam down. You know what I mean? The fuck out of here. Like I'm just gonna tell you what I do and peacock and show off. You ain't nobody for me to be concerned about. You know what I mean? Right?
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, you can't tell nobody what to do with their money, man. They can support all they want. Especially, I mean, y'all can support this channel all you want. I mean, like even with like he's making comments on. Remember, I put up the laptop fund. Like he's making comments on shit like that. Like for what? The Hamburglar, the Baconator, that guy. I mean, you make it. You like they're making comments on like the whole laptop thing. I guess I'm broke or whatever. I mean, shit. I gave it a try and people supported me, and I appreciate that support forever. I mean,
you grifted me out of 120 tonight. God damn you,
man. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. According to that, I just want to keep you miserable. And, I want to validate your negative feelings and stuff. By telling you what you want to hear.
Did you see? I'm curious about the message. Did they add one more? Please let us get one more, please.
I wonder. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Let's see. They did it. Yeah, he's over there. He's grifting money. Oh no, it stayed at 5.
I'm sure it'll be more later.
Yeah, it will. I mean, usually I get a couple when I'm offline. Oh, the International Quiet Storm. What's good? He said, "I'm here to hate Saul."
Hey, Adam, to get in line. Get in line.
Hyper catastrophic impact. 83rd Power says pocket watchers are deficient people that are jealous they can't achieve shit. Straight up jealousy. I mean, but the thing is though, like you can hear what's really making them upset in the way they speak. Like, you is like if they'll try to put all this bullshit around it, but you can pull little shit out of what they're saying. Like they'll say something like they'll say something about the audience. So what, you're mad because people actually watch me that are genuine people that are not over here just because I'm trying to drag folks. You're upset because you saw me get a super chat, so now you're calling me a grifter. You're upset because you calling me a dumb nigga, but that's just a swipe at my personality because you have none. That's how I take it. I take it as a win for me. I mean, if a person like that has to hate, that's a win for me. And they can continue to say what they want to say because, like I said, if I put up an actual effort, I could end those people on this platform. Nobody will ever respect him as far as I'm concerned. But I'm not that. I want things to be fair. I want to beat people legitimately. That's what I want. And it's like it ain't even got to be about beating a person. It's about becoming the very best uh, content creator that I can be on this platform. It's not about tearing other people down. Them people over there are about tearing other people down. And it's like the whole thing about keeping people miserable. Like if that's what we're doing, why do people only visit you when you're dragging folks or trying to drag people? Or you talking about somebody. And then all like I got a few I might share a few screenshots tomorrow of some people. Like some of these motherfuckers say the same things over and over again. And it seems like they just look for those broadcasts so they can just, because BGS's name still comes up. I'm not trying to protect the guy, but it's like these guys just come in here just to talk about the same people over and over again. Like like they go to sleep having nightmares about these people, or they suffer some type of traumatic experience just because they open up a live stream and had like what 3-4 times the people they had like listening to them. Like that's something that I try not to get mad at because I believe that my time is coming. Whatever is this if the crowd I have now, all of them are real and authentic people that want to be here to listen to what I have to say. And that's very humbling within itself. Like, a lot of people visit content creators just to be messy. And if those and one thing I noticed about those content creators, whenever they try to talk about something real, then there's not as many people there. And I think that's something to be ashamed of. I mean, if I was and I'm hyper catastrophic impact X83rd power has heard me say this before. I'd rather have 20 real ones than 200 fake any day of the week. It's so much more fulfilling that way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just let the culling happen. It has, I mean, you got your core group, attract likes. My grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman. He used to always tell me the best way you can win a race is looking forward, not left and right. You can't run your fastest looking left or right. You can only run your fastest looking forward. So let them have at it. To tear down and play games and this, that, and the other. They're leeches and parasites. They can only get content from hating their own brothers and stuff like that. And I mean, this is just another sort of modern day rendition of "Get your hands out my pocket," right?
Yeah.
I mean, these it's nothing but smoke and mirrors and games and stuff like that, and they can continue to do so. But we're making an impact. Now if he's talking about people lulling people to sleep and this, that, and the other, well, why don't you make fucking content where you engender some sort of actionable steps when it comes to black men and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everybody, like I said, there's enough people think of this as a sort of a zero sum game, right?
Yeah.
You telling people what you think they should do. If that's something that they don't want to do, and they're more or less information brokers, like, hey, this is the information here, right? But somebody should take the football and run with it. Okay, we being censored on the internet, right? How do I apply the information that was given to me to actionable steps? Hey, there's HR 8519 where people can support. People going ahead and look at, policy analysis and public expenditures and things like that so that brothers can actually, uh, uh, actually voice their interest in things like that. You know what I mean? So, I recognize that everybody has a different specialty, right? That's almost like saying, hey, we all are fighting the same war, right? And that we all should just be infantrymen. No, you're going to have people who are strategists. No, you're going to have people who are the pilots, the people who are in tanks, the people, everybody has their damn role. Because guess what? We woke up to a war as black men here in America that we ain't never fucking asked for. You know what I mean? And it also shames black men out of their own agency. If you want people to do more and you want people to march forward with, some of the stuff that's being said here, go right ahead and fucking do it. Have your fucking hat rally. You know what I mean? Go in front of the fucking Capitol with a whole bunch of fedoras and shit. For all the fuck I care, if that's what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get that hating on any effort that we put up, like the Black Manosphere meetup. Why hate on something like that? I mean, if it's helped brothers, like why hate on that? He said, Christopher the Conqueror said, them niggas asked about censoring that or putting false narratives on more popular content creators. Brothers got to look out for brothers. The government gives everything to women in LGTV. Sure, he meant LGBT. But,
So Chris's comment, we can bring it up just real quick on if that's okay.
yeah, it's on the screen.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it is exactly about censorship. You know what I mean? Because we're the most effective here. The minute we go out in the street or something like that, you know, there's an excuse for people to find a way to get us tripped up to go to jail and stuff like that. So since we can't go out on the street and actually congregate and stuff like that, then let's find a way to label this stuff as extremism when you got black men who are just actually just congregating and talking about their interests. Ain't nobody asked for their ass permission to be here or what we should say or don't say and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, on public record, most of all, if not all of us, have deplored any sort of open violence and stuff like that. Just because I disagree with you don't necessarily mean that I'm an extremist and stuff like that. It doesn't. It may be extreme to you because you're used to some level of entitlement vis-a-vis this sort of fake version of chivalry and manners and us being arrested by these sorts of morals and things like that where people don't equally reciprocate with us as black men.
Earlier in this live stream, I was talking about how they used to do me on Facebook with the group, and how they would say anything without evidence just to bring the group down, saying that saying things as extreme as we condone pedophilia, or we condone rape, and that was simply not true, and nobody was producing receipts. But see, the ignorance of our people, sometimes we'll just up and believe something, and we don't need any evidence. You know what I'm saying? It's like when a woman accuses a man of something, they go into people going to believe all women mode. It's kind of the same context with this. Like, the second they hear something like very bad, like, oh man, them niggas they condone, like, touching kids and stuff. No one will investigate to see if it's true. They'll just roll with it. And then I used to find myself trying to defend myself many, many times based on those type of accusations. Look, this is not the person I am. This person right here is full of shit. But one thing I did stop doing, I stopped wasting my time with the shit. I stopped wasting my time with it because our people, like, are, I would say, not all of us, but most of us are what I like to call willfully ignorant. Like, they will take the lie. They will believe the lie no matter how much you try to explain that this isn't true. They'll believe it. So I just rather not be bothered with it myself. Uh, I just, like, you say what you want to say, unless you can produce a shred of evidence that supports your claim. And I don't give a fuck. Like, just it's just, if you want to be that weak and that stupid, then go ahead and be that weak and that stupid. That's not something that I'm not trying to save people from their own stupidity. The only thing I can do is give you an idea. If you choose to follow that idea, that is fine. If you don't follow the idea, maybe you got a better idea. Maybe you can share your idea with me. I'm never too proud to say I don't have the best idea. But, at the same time, you're not going to slander me. You're not going to say that I'm this and I'm that without a shred of evidence, because I'm going to ask you to produce a receipt on that. If you don't produce a receipt, hey, there may be some repercussions because you're not going to slander. You're not going to lie on. And that's all there is to it. Yeah, he said, "What we condone? What, bro? That's despicable and lawsuit worthy." Well, this is the kind of shit that used to go on Facebook a while back. Like, I've caught myself, I've caught myself defending black men more so than black men defend ourselves. Like, and I mean, it's pretty sad when you come to that realization that that you want to defend black men more than black men want to defend ourselves. And I put up with a bunch of slander, a bunch of BS, a little doxing too. I put up with that as well. Just for people to find out. Like, people find out my old address, they find out the name of my relatives and such. I even had a broad call my wife one time, making all kinds of crazy claims like I got her pregnant. I invited her over to the crib, all that other shit while she was gone to work. I mean, like, just saying anything to try to destroy what I had over some words on the fucking internet. So one thing I do want you guys to understand is no matter what capacity that you are up here with, if you are telling the truth, your own people will try to damage you for it. And that's a goddamn shame. Like, it's nothing that I take lightly. I don't take most of it serious, but if something did start to get around that I know wasn't true, screw you. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like Gregory Scotland, what's good? Like, thank you for the super chat. He said, salute to Kevin Salty Balls. Currently, these are some of the weakest group of women in the mental sense that could have been born. I'm gonna have to agree with that. It's not something that's a real good thing, but what I'm saying, it is what it is. Facts upon facts. There are very few women who are not willing to roll with the narratives that are put out about black men. And to those few women, I give you thanks.
So
So
much to your point, right? I mean,
yeah,
one can see, the obvious quote unquote with the sort of race thing, right?
yeah,
And, but, when people do say, is there quote unquote a black community left where you have mothers raising simps and stuff like that, right?
hmm
And you have all these different subgroups who, for one, their allegiance ain't even to blackness to begin with, right? I mean, you got these quote unquote LGTB, right? Who their identity first is LGTB. You got the women, their first identity is woman first, right? And they try to
yeah,
shoehorn in the blackness and stuff like that to try to appeal to any sort of loyalty to get you kind of confined in this sort of a smear campaign so you don't actually act in your own interest. Ain't nobody asked for no war. So since people want to confine themselves into quote unquote these other identity groups, and black men is like, look, it's a given that I'm black. You know what I mean? I'm as black as collard greens and cornbread, right? I'm still a man first. I'm a goddamn man, and you're gonna respect that. So they
like,
could try all the little tactics they all want to do because it's at the end of the day about control. And even if it wasn't so much social media out there, people see the fuckery. I mean, look at Fannie Lewis. What's that mayor of Dalton? The antics she's up to. The
oh
president
yeah,
of Harvard. You had a senator out of Rhode Island twerking. You have women twerking on the castle of the slave castle over at El Amin, right? I mean, over and over and over, people who willfully do corn with head haggers. You have people talking real craziness with digester movement and stuff like that. Like, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So, what sort of quote unquote you talking about us not necessarily having quote unquote loyalty to the blackness or whatever. I mean, these are some of the most traitorous, lying, snakish, evil broads, ever. And it's being recorded in real time. And so of course they're gonna try to shame you if you decide that you want to go off to Brazil or Colombia or whatever the case to meet a 20 some years old. Of course they're going to try to use the the small children lover thing when it comes to that, to try to stigmatize somebody who's legally an adult. You know what I mean? Because they have no control whatsoever, over and over and over. Now, I mean, first it was, oh well, they going over there to get some some toots. Oh, okay. Well, you find out that argument isn't valid. Oh, well, they going over there to get white women. Much of the passport bro movement has been in Black, Caribbean, and South American areas, right? I mean, you have some that go to Asia, some that go to Eastern Europe. I'm talking about the vast majority of brothers not like that. We like ass. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe there's some genetic predisposition to that, but we we over there,
Yeah,
over there in South America and Caribbean and Central America and stuff like that. So all of these sorts of narratives over and over and over are being debunked. And if we were to even go back to the sort of Aaron Sloan thing, right? If Aaron Sloan was not a plumber, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that outcome would be different. They look for injured Black men who cannot independently think, who are not economically independent, who are not spiritually independent. So there's a sort of automatic association that he is a problem. It all boils down to power and control. If he would have said, "Oh man, I'm just a rap artist. I'm just kind of in between jobs, and I'm looking for a little something," it will be I think none of those balloons would have been popped.
Yeah. Crispin the Conqueror says Glorilla and Sexy Red. How the fuck are good Black women supposed to overcome that? Yeah, because I would say that statement has some validity because Black men, according to societal view, we haven't gotten over we haven't overcome the negative images that the rappers, the male rappers have presented. I mean, and I'm not talking about all the male rappers either. I'm talking about some of these recent niggas. I mean, somebody like a Ti I wouldn't be talking about, but somebody like uh, who's an embarrassing rapper, real quick. Like one of them dudes. Skinny jean wearing, talking about killing niggas all the time. Yeah,
Them little trap,
yeah, them little crap
Quavo,
rappers.
and all them, yeah.
Yeah, all them nigglets. But
Yeah.
then, like, that now that they've tarnished our image enough, and we're fighting to maintain some type of good image, now they're messing with the women, by bringing out your Glorrillas, your Sexy Reds, your, gals like that. So, I mean, that's on them. As far as I'm concerned, they can handle that shit because the first thing the first excuse that they use against us is that about about what's going on in the community and why these guys are killing each other. First thing they'll bring up is rap music. I'm like, that's an excuse. Like, it's not rap music. It's bad parenting. It's bad. It's bad parenting. And Gregory Scotland says, "Hey, Kevin Salty, you remember that goofy comparison by some idiots that SYSBM and divestors that were no, yeah, I remember that. Like a lot of people said, the Black Manosphere and divestors were the same, and that is no divestors. Well, I mean, the only similarity is that everybody's still fucking black. I mean, as much shit as divestors talk, they will fuck a black guy in the art. But no, as far as the philosophies, nowhere close, nowhere close at all. That's just some shit that they try to make us the same as the women. Courtney and Alan Obi. Oh, okay. Courtney Michelle made that comparison. Oh man, like I really thought more of Courtney Michelle at one point, but some of the shit that she's been saying lately, man, get the fuck up out of here. Gregory Scotland says, as we was thank you for the super chat, by the way. Let me go ahead and do half baked with us.
Because I'm addicted to marijuana.
You in here for some marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
He said, as we had seen before, many of the black men that came on that balloon show before Aaron were generally really nice, soft-spoken guys. And like and a bunch of the women that popped the balloon, there's some bitter broads that had to be on a dating show to see if they could find somebody. And popping those balloons is a way to humiliate any man uh, that comes up there, just so they can get back at their lack of success in men before coming to a dating show. And I'll have to admit that them brothers going on that show like that, they are setting themselves up. So, I mean, it's a great concept. Oh, we got International Quiet Storm with a super chat. Appreciate that. He said, this is why they hate black men who hold frame like Aaron the plumber. Masculinity is a whole problem for hyenas and simps. All right, so let me find something.
You know what? Why you doing that? Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know that guy, the dentist. They can't stand that dentist that's been on that show. They hate. I don't know if you see the dentist. You think Aaron was something?
Man, they hate any man that has some type of agency.
Exactly.
They want those easy to control thug pookie motherfuckers. Like they want that. They don't want a man that doesn't need them necessarily.
Yep. That's the problem. They want the right of first refusal.
Yeah, and I mean, like they complain about all these dudes that are going to white women, but hey, what women were these guys exposed to first, and why they decided to go with somebody that didn't share their same skin color? Now that was the question that need to be asked. Now we got win lose a rug in the chat. Yeah, what's good? Thanks for coming through. Uh, let's see. Gregory Scotland said AC showed the Jamaican version of the balloon show, and the women were ratchet. Now AC, you talk about brutally honest. That guy is brutal. We're talking about accountable commentary. So Christopher the Conqueror said, I haven't watched LaPeef in a while. I had to tap out. The content was suffering. The girls would just argue instead of laying out their points in a coherent manner. Yeah, that's what most of them do. All right. Christopher Conqueror with the super chat says, salute Kev, keep up the fight. Thank you guys for your support. All of you. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna give you shit. I haven't done Mike Tyson yet. I guess I'll do Mike Tyson. I gotta come up with better money videos though. But yeah, here you go.
They have nothing to do with this. They're just innocent people.
All right. Good. Yeah. So Gregory Scotland said, oh, okay. He was saying that to somebody. He said he only watched a handful of people. Well, I'm one of those handfuls, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, man, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. Let me check the likes. Okay, check the likes. See if I got any more likes or dislikes.
Yeah, for that matter, right?
Yeah, I'm still at 5 dislikes, but I'm at 27 likes. And we've got 33 watching. So, who please go ahead and press that like button. Press that like button. It's for the algorithm. It costs you nothing to press the like button.
Oh, Kev, man, we ain't doing our job up here, man. We need to do a little more to piss them damn trolls off. I'm almost insulted.
Yeah. Only 5? Like shit. You did 9 the other night. Shit.
Exactly.
What the hell y'all doing?
I'm disappointed. Yeah. But yeah, when you get a chance, you should check out that dentist. That dentist was hilarious. They did not. You think this? I'm surprised that dentist didn't go first. To be honest with you, as far as viral. But yeah, they could not stand that dentist. They could not stand that man.
Okay. So so this is more recent. You said, was this after the plumber guy?
He was slightly before the plumber guy, actually. and he was very, very confident. He knew exactly what he wanted, and they had a problem with him. But then again, if you're a dentist and you got that sort of that backbone, that in that their legal backing, then there ain't much they could do about them. Not at all.
No. Yeah, when he's in control of himself, that means that they got to step up for him. They're used to guys, doing this little bullshit where the guy has to step up for the woman. And as of late, them roles have been reversed. They don't like guys like that. They want these subpar compromised men that can't that don't have any dick control that'll get them pregnant in a heartbeat. And then that way they got them by the nuts for as long as they want to have them. And I promise that shit will never happen to me. Let's see, Gregory Scotland, AC, Kev, Kosher, Dennis are all strongly unapologetic male content creators. Hell, a Big Bird tried to get rid of Kosher. Somebody tried to get rid of Kosher. I heard somebody saying that the other night, but who tried to get rid of Kosher? Same person.
Courtney and what you call it, wore that ass out intellectually. Yeah, it was Courtney talking shit about Kosher, man. And see, this is some of the games and stuff. She tried to lie and say that Kosher, one, wasn't a clinician. And I talk to Kosher all the time. I've actually given him counseling referrals in North Carolina because I have clients who may hit me up and say, hey, can I get therapy from you? I'm like, hey, brother, you in North Carolina. I don't have a license to practice out there. So I've given him a referral. So he is a legit therapist. Like he is.
Yeah.
He has about 30 years of experience, and a lot of people don't know that he's graduated from a top tier public Ivy, the University of North Carolina. So I mean, she's speaking as if she has some sort of intellectual parity with this man, and Kosher, Kosher woke ass up. She started doing stuff behind the wall and putting up videos and taking them down. But what was even worse about it was there was some sort of manager meetup. I don't know if it was the first or second and stuff like that. And you know how people see people, content creators and people they know, and you give them a little side hug. Hey, how you doing? But she tried to lie on this man and make it as though he was trying to make a pass at her, and that he was trying to holler at her and stuff like that. And see, that's the thing, that makes men in these spaces kind of be careful about the intentions of these lovely ladies here. There's some people who are okay, but it's kind of like when you create these sorts of allegations and stuff like that to kind of discredit you know what I mean. They may be smiling and nice and with the little wrench and stuff like that, but they hate the shit out of you and what you stand for. I think that people really seen the truth with Courtney, not just with the whole Amira situation, but they especially seen it when Chantel, was it Chantel Simone, basically saying, hey, I'm just doing my content. If brothers want to go to the Caribbean, if they want to go to Africa, if they want to go wherever they want to go, I mean, so fucking be it. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. But I'm gonna call these strags out on their bullshit. And so, people enter these spaces based on their self-interest. You know what I mean? Just like maple syrup, with her good fat ass. You know what I mean? Oh my God, all these men is going elsewhere. Yes, if it was an empty motherfucking island and you was left, people will find a way and even compromise their own very safety and survival going elsewhere for pussy because you just don't meet the goddamn muster. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Awesome of that.
And Sir Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, dog. A small token of appreciation for your contributions to the space. Salute. Thank you very much. And guess what, man? By y'all giving me this money, y'all gonna get me called a grifter. Ooh. But hey, I don't think I'm a grifter. I just really appreciate you guys' support, for this channel and for this space that us black men hold very dear. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. And speaking of maple syrup, she kept bringing up Chantel Simone's name as one of the people that she wanted to knock off. So
Chantel Simone, Crimson, and a few other people that she got on this list and stuff like that. And all of I'm willing to put in all of this time and effort, online because it's more easier to discredit them and play games and just hop into a fucking gym.
yeah, and then she doing a damn live stream with the baby crying in the background for attention. Like, man, look, man, like I remember back in the day when I was on YouTube and my daughter was much younger. Like, I would try to go on a panel, but if she required attention, I did not go on that panel. That's just what it was at the end of the day. I mean, I picked some other time to get at you niggas, but these are the kind of people that will sit up here and say that we don't touch grass, we don't love our wives, we don't love our mothers, all this other shit. Just lie, lie, lie. All right, Gregory Scotland, thank you for the super chat. Also, Kia May has never recovered from the behind whooping she received from Chantel 2 years ago, and she tried to tie that to the manosphere. Oh, that happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, like maple syrup been around for 2 years.
She
Did you know that? I didn't know. I didn't know that she'd been around 2 years.
Yeah, but like all you guys, thanks for this super chat, love. Really appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate you guys. But yeah, let me see what I can do for that. Guess I'll do Wacky D again. So there you go. Just thank you for the super chat. Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, I didn't know she was down. Oh, really? Greg, really? Hey, do you mind dropping the title of a video in there in the chat? Because I'm curious. I didn't know she had been around for. I mean, but here's the point. Since 2020, we damn near over halfway into this year, right? So this is that's damn near 5 years of this chaos bringing. And you mean to tell me you just couldn't go into a gym to actually
Yeah, for sure. If you took better care of yourself and your shape, you wouldn't have such a disposition. Just like the other big back that be trying to come, like that be tagging me and shit to like I really care. Like I don't care about you like that. Gregory Scotland said she came. She said she came here during the lockdown. She told Gigi, Gigi, who was very endearing to her, by the way, for whatever fucking reason. But hey, that's another story. Oh, and Mr. said Pootie Tang. That's not Pootie Tang. Wacky D is not Pootie Tang. It's Stoney Jackson. But I got that from the movie CB4. But the actor who played Pootie Tang was in that movie when Trustus Jones. Remember Trustus Jones when he died in the funeral scene? The guy that kept punching him in the face, talking about where my money at. That was Pootie Tang. Yeah. So yeah. And Pootie Tang was actually a character that the Chris Rock had a talk show on HBO back, I think in the '90s. I think early '90s, and yeah, Pootie Tang was a character that I think his name was Lance Crothers or something like that. That was introduced in that show. So yeah, Lance Crothers. Yeah, Indigo Flow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Wacky D is Stoney Jackson. I mean, they look a lot alike, but I can understand. Pootie Tang can whoop anybody's ass with that damn belt. Oh man, Pootie Tang is man. It's a really stupid movie, but it's funny stupid. Like Cosmic Warrior was good. CB4 and Pootie Tang are great movies. Yeah, yeah. Like Pootie Tang, like real burning some herb, man. Pootie Tang had me used to have me on the floor. Like seriously. I mean, like I said, it's a stupid film, but it's stupid in a great way. It's kind of like Pacific Rim. How Pacific Rim is like one of the best worst films you ever seen, or one of the worst best films you ever seen. Like kind of like that. But yeah, man, it's been damn near 2 hours. I'll probably just stay on the air a little bit more. But yeah, man. But let me see. We got 30 in here. Let me check to see if I got any more dislikes. I know how some of you ninjas are. Oh no, I've actually increased to 31 likes. So let me see. Mr. said I learned recently that the character Pootie Tang was actually created by Louis C.K. Yeah, that's somebody that Louis C.K. is somebody that got screwed over in the business. Gregory Scholar said, let's make it to 40 likes. So if you're watching and you haven't pressed that like button, go ahead and press that like button. I can't be that bad a guy. So anyway, yeah, man. But about the subject matter about these simps, like black men in particular being raised to be simps. I mean, from another standpoint, Ray Humble was good. Was good. Ray Humble, the Humble Force. Uh, yeah, but I was saying like most black men were raised to be simps. So, do you agree with that statement or not?
No, I 100% agree with that statement. I mean, especially with the person who actually is more than likely to break up a family. We already know who that is, and of course, due to the socio-legal constructs, the children is going to be obviously under her watch, and of course, these kids that are parentified and spousified, you know. You have a little boy walking around, kind of acting a little sassy.
Yeah.
You give this little boy things that he haven't earned, so he hasn't learned the sort of value of innate adventure and entrepreneurship. Um, they kind of, would you say, tame the lion, domesticate, uh, uh, and would you say domesticate a lion so that when they come across the wilderness of the world, they're not able to function. You know, uh, I mean, especially when you got your food here, you got your clothes, you got all this other stuff. So the very same guys that you want to prevent having, you actually create. And so, especially if you treat the mom like she's goddess and things like that, even as a therapist, man, do you know how weird it gets? And this very, very, very rarely actually happens on the male side. Okay. You hear about it, it's publicized through media and stuff like this. On the male side, you hear about, men being extra uh, guarded over their daughters to the point of having shotguns and this is my daughter and this, that, and the other. Most dads is like, all right, is he good? Is he cool? I want to make sure you safe, and then they kind of move on for the most part. You know what I mean? There's obviously some vetting that's done. Don't get me wrong, but there's not as much hovering and weird stuff. Now, as a therapist, the sort of issue that drives the sort of in-law conflict the most is usually because it's the mother-in-law. It's usually because of the mother-in-law with the son. Mother-in-law not being able to exercise proper boundaries and stuff like that. Not respecting anybody's households and things like that. yeah, it's a real thing, but yeah, just something to think about. Usually it's the mother-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't have one of those. She passed away years and years ago. Uh, Before I even met my wife, and uh, mm, she said, my wife said she's a great lady, but I see exactly what you're saying. Like sometimes, like the mom do interject themselves into the kids, their kids' relationships a little bit too much, and the kind of the shotgun daddy type deal is kind of you would say more so of a myth. I mean, there are some dude. I'm sure there are some fathers out there that are like that, but not really. you know, their dads that just don't want to catch just don't want to catch a boy in the bedroom, but that's about it. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, you obviously have that, you obviously want, your child to have a good name and that sort of thing, and
yeah,
nothing actually, happening to people and things like that. But it's more further from the truth, that sort of crazy dad and stuff like that, than which is more likely real, where if you buy, quote unquote, your wife a purse, right?
yeah.
Guess who will want a purse too? Bro, I kid you not. You're gonna laugh at this. I had somebody who bought their wife a purse, and the woman was, kind of agitated, because her spouse didn't buy her mom a purse either.
Don't do shit for your mom. Get
It,
your daddy. That's your dad job. Like,
it's weird. I'm just telling you, it's some weird roles and dynamics and attachment styles, and people not necessarily having boundaries and stuff. And then you get into this sort of sick dynamic where these sorts of mother-in-laws will cry and say, "Oh, I'm going to be alone and I'm going to be old and people are going to forget about me and I can't take care of myself." It's a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing.
well, it's gonna have to not be a
No.
thing. I
So
mean,
yeah, and so a good part too is mom and wife competing, and all these different games and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Who's a simp? Is he gonna be simp to the mama or simp to whoever they with? Man, it's weird. Mr. You exactly right. Son-in-law husbands, yes. You know what I mean? She get every damn thing, just short of I'm gonna just leave that there, for respect of Kev's broadcast. But yes indeed, she requires everything just short of X. You know what I mean? It's a real thing. you know I'm actually, Kevin, I'm actually curious. You mind if I ask the chat a question?
go right ahead.
Hey, you know what, how many of y'all have actually witnessed or seen this sort of phenomenon, where you got an overly involved mother-in-law or mother of your girlfriend, just unnecessarily involved to the point to where they want dinners, they want purses, they want all this other weird, these sort of weird dynamics going on. Just put a 1 if you've seen it, a 2 if you ain't seen it. I'm just curious.
Dude, I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Hey, brother, I'm just saying. I see it enough. On my side of things, as a professional, I'm like, man, something's weird with this going on. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the thing. That's the effect of people not knowing proper boundaries and things like that. A lot of people kind of confine themselves into the sort of perfect Jesus of a man, and the minute you show any sort of boundaries, or you say no, then there's the sort of black and white thinking that comes in, You're the evil son-in-law, or you're the evil son. I mean, it is nuts. Oh, good. Hey, Sir Anthony, good for you. Good for you, brother. But keep your
Fortunately,
eyes out for it and make sure that you hold strong with them boundaries, brother.
what's good, Detroit 0861. Thanks for coming through. Yeah. So we're at the 2 hour mark. Some black men stop raising your sons to be simps. Uh, let's see. Mr. Mister said, my best friend's father just moved back to Puerto Rico to get away from the wife. She's at my friend's house every day bugging him about something with his wife.
See, you see what I'm saying? You see,
Evil is.
my point? It's like they look at men as a pool for resources. You understand what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
have your man. They would even go so far as asking or leasing us out. You understand what I'm saying? And that's part of simpistry too. That's a problem. You know what I mean? Where hey, go with Jenny to go to the auto mechanic. Our Jenny isn't feeling quite comfortable. Why don't you drive her over here, right? But you getting dirty looks and stuff like that, and jealousy based on you being leased out. It's a thing.
Yeah. Gregory Scholar says, I know I started years paying closer attention to women that don't have boundaries with their grown children and other family members because it would very well affect me and my space. Um, yeah. So what? Let me ask you a question. So, do you think that some of that falls within the context of single women keeping women single, or wanting women to be secretly single because they are single themselves?
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. So there's obviously that there's a sort of jealousy thing and the territoriality, thing, right? You know, and then there's also uh codependency. Okay. Some people can have a narcissistic parent, and that simp may have a sort of dependent personality that's engendered within them, so they can't independently think, they can't do on their own. It's to the point to where their decision making is paralyzed to where they cannot make the executive decisions in their life when it comes to major decisions, and they're actually handicapped or arrested from major decisions. Like, let's say they have a deadline to reply back for a job offer and stuff like that, and that man actually makes the sort of decision to actually take the job, that mother will probably spaz out on that guy for actually doing it. I mean, this is, rooted in people not actually exercising proper boundaries or using or understanding what proper boundaries are in the first place, right? And what's used, once again, in the words of Kevin Samuels, is shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right, anger, and lying, right? These are all tactics, classic tactics of somebody who's trying to get you to conform. I hate to use this word, but I'll use it. It's almost like rooming people, rooming. I didn't say a G, but rooming people to fix them as such so that they could be so that you could be their permanent bitch. Ballless, okay, like a eunuch,
Yeah.
without your own thinking
Yeah.
process, or that sort of thing, and they do it to young men, particularly during their most formative years.
Yeah, it's a bunch of gaslighting. You know, black men have been gaslit into submission.
Oh,
Like,
you know how they start?
how,
All them kids, you go to any playground, any school, all them kids who are adultified, that are young men who have things that they probably shouldn't be having as little boys. The kids with tattoos and earrings. right? The kids with Jordans, the kids with the chains and stuff like that. The kids that they kind of dress up like a, oh, that's my little boyfriend. That's my little man.
You the man of the house.
He the man in the house. This is what they're doing. And then when now it could go either one or two ways. On one end, it could be that you obviously are raising a homosexual, right? The other end, it could be, let's say that, he actually grows up to be something. I've heard parents go as far as to say, hey, I'm going to need somebody to take care of me when I get older.
Yeah, which is totally the child's decision once they get to a certain age. But I'm not raising my child to take care of me when I get older, because that should be something I should take care of myself.
Yeah. And when you don't take care of them, what comes next? What do you think comes next?
You don't take care of them.
Well, no, I agree with you. I got the same stance. But usually to the unsort of trained person, it's something like, I did X for you. You remember when I did this? You remember when I did that? You remember when I did this? As if
okay. They try to throw that guilt on you. Yeah, like Gregory Silence said, like a guilt trip.
Yeah, 100%. As if they're doing you a favor for you being born. I didn't ask for them Jordans. I didn't ask for the PlayStation 5. I didn't ask for a haircut every week, although I could have waited every other week, or every 2 to 3 weeks, right? Yeah. I didn't ask to go on cruises, and I'm 9 years old. I didn't ask for adult colognes. Are my ears pierced and I'm only 8 or 9 and not 18 to make that decision? I didn't ask for any of that other stuff. They make them little boys their little men. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, what used to be cringe, I used to see on social media, mother be in the picture with her son, and they be wearing the same outfit. And you see, and then also with the places like Instagram and TikTok where you can actually post videos, I've seen some pretty cringy stuff with mothers and sons on there too. Like, let me see. Let me see if I can find that picture the other day that I showed y'all. Let me see. I think is it on this slide or this? Make sure. No, it's not that.
Oh, you scared me, man. I'm like, man, they ain't got the smiley face too, bro.
Let's see. Yeah, it's that. It's this one right here. Let me see if I can find that photo. Yeah, this shit right here. Yeah, this is how they program these little boys into becoming, these little toxic simps. Like, I mean, I think I put this picture up for Father's Day just to show people. This is how the mother groomed their sons into that crap. And this kid likely is either he's gonna grow up to go to prison, or he's gonna grow up to realize how fucked up his mother was one day, because they don't tell their sons the truth. Not at all. There's no accountability when it comes to them.
Yeah, he one of them silver tooth kids.
Yeah. Silver tooth.
Them little bad kids with the damn silver teeth.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that.
You know what I'm talking about? Them. That's what he is. But yeah, happy absent Father's Day after you didn't create a situation for this man to be absent in the first place. Look at the gaslighting. And then, you got that combined with, I hate to say it like that, but studs and stuff like that, talking about happy Father's Day. Combined with, two Father's Day. So all this other stuff going on, what sort of psyche do you think that's going to have on this young man, especially when he gets older. It's going to eventually eradicate his psyche, right? And then when he's quote unquote not cute enough anymore, right? And he
Yeah.
becomes a man, then of course he's a problem. Set him up for failure.
Yeah, well, I mean, from the looks of this photo, it looks like he's already being set up for failure. Like that's not the way to go, like at all. To teach, I mean, to embitter your child like you are. Nah, look at it to go full talking about man.
See, here's the thing about CNG, quote unquote. I don't want to say it on your broadcast to create any controversy, but I think we already know the quote. Now, those who actually pass through the sort of birthing stage, the best way to actually delete somebody
In the womb.
outside is by killing their psyche and killing their spirit.
Yeah, if
And
they
that's
have,
how, huh?
I said if they don't value themselves, they won't value their lives.
But these are young men. How do they know how to value themselves? Right? Who's going to be there to kind of counter that sort of indoctrination or training? To them, is what's normal. This is all they know. This is all they know, unless you figure in your head that's something wrong. Now, this is why I'm explaining this to you all here. These men here. Okay, when you're out there doing that football coaching, that basketball coaching, and you're in that mentorship program, or you are that teacher, or you're that man in the community who are trying to properly socialize these young men to have some sort of agency, esteem about themselves. Guess what happens? Who comes and swoop in and tries to obstruct that? Who does? Once you get to deprogramming these young men.
Mama.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me show you this real quick. Mama. Yeah, yeah, yep. They mama. Like this is why, like I said, a lot of men shy away from being mentors is because they the damn mother, the ignorant ass mother. I mean, you already got young men that's being taught to disrespect their dad when they see any male figure, try to come in. I guess, they'll resist, like smack them in the back of the head, make them act like that.
You
And
sound kind of muffled, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was talking muffled.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it's just like one thing that I get really tired of is instead of like a lot of people mentioning like fathers, they'll mention men. Like, I mean, when I hear a female say that, when I or something about a mentor, uh, that automatically says to me that you fucking ain't shit, dude. Like, that automatically says that to me. Like, your baby daddy ain't shit. So now you sit there talking about mentor. Gregory Scott. I have heard men in the space speak of doing community mentorship with young men and how to build love and
100%, Greg. 100%. They're going to start an issue, and you got to think about the piecemeal effect, right?
Mhm.
I want that good old male socialization, but I don't want to have to be accountable to a man and allow this man to do what he needs to do to actually usher in proper rites of passage for these young men.
Yeah. Oh, I miss the '80s and the '90s. I miss because these new ninjas today, that ain't it. But let's see. Gregory Scott said Game Changer talked about that. Yeah, but from this will be our last question. So from this photo that's up on the screen, you think this young boy is well on his way to being a grown simp?
I believe so. I believe so. See, here's the thing. Obviously, if it's not the sort of mama's boy kind of dynamic and stuff like that. He's already trained that obviously the womb is goddess. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
this is why they end up having the competition between mom and obviously some other woman. Later on. So after she didn't trained him up to be a simp, um, then there's a sort of competition for those said resources and things like that.
yeah,
It is vastly unfortunately. I mean, how many of these young men have crashed out and went to the penitentiary because what? I'm gonna go on ahead and get into this be a D boy because who you trying to help pay the rent, right?
yeah, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You get these young men, they get drafted, right? Right after thanking God, who do they thank?
Mama.
Right?
I mean, you seen it on the award shows.
Yeah,
First of all, they'll thank God, then they'll thank their mama, and then a lot of these dudes be having daddies.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Mama ain't wasn't in the gym shooting with you. She sure enough wasn't on the football field getting popped and any of that stuff, right? In
yeah,
fact, mom will say, "Oh, football is dangerous for you," or this, that, and the third.
yeah.
You
Like my
know,
mother did. My mother said that football was dangerous. Never wanted me to play football whatsoever.
yeah, actively obstructs any sort of socialization, right? And here's the thing, a lot of men understand now. Whether or not your son is gonna excel at something or not, whether it's golf, football, basketball, any of those things, or whatever the case may be. But see, here's the thing about a lot of men that we understand the importance of hierarchy, male socialization, an overall goal, teamwork, that sort of thing. Okay, right? So even if, one of my best friends did it, okay? He put his sons in football, not necessarily because they were any good at it, it was because of those sort of key lessons
Yeah.
that that these kids actually need. Now obviously he's there, he's a father, but it's to kind of reinforce that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll teach you how to be a team player, work social skills. Yeah, it teaches you more instead of the rough part. How to deal with people. The feeling of actually winning when you put all of your heads together. Like it's yeah. There's a lot that playing a team sport can teach you. So let's see. Outspoken introvert said Jason Tatum had his father in his life, but ESPN frames it like it was just him and Mama Irvin Reed. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, an infamous father that was LeVar Ball. They never liked LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is one of my favorite people. I mean, this is a guy that he did it any way he could to pave a very substantial, tangible way for his sons. And they always have this. They always want this bad image of the black father. But LeVar Ball, like his existence, kind of pushes back on that. Even though he can be sort of obnoxious, I bet you his sons had they had the time of their lives growing up with that man. So,
you
uh,
you know who else they did that with?
uh, uh,
uh, Before it was a LeVar Ball, remember there was a Joe Jackson.
oh yeah, yeah. You can't knock Joe. I mean, you talking about him whooping his kids. I mean, shit, I got whooped. I mean, but and then people want to act all high and mighty because of it. But Joe had like the most success. He raised the most successful musical family ever. I mean, everybody didn't have talent, of course. You look at people like Latoya Jackson, but you had Michael, you had Janet, Jermaine was on a roll for a little bit. Uh, you had the Jackson Five. Reby had that one song. She had like one song, and that was it. But Michael and Janet were enough. Like
Exactly.
just yeah, and
Oh
Michael.
yeah. Let's throw on there Richard Williams, the father of Vina and Serena.
Oh,
Let's
King.
also throw in there Earl Woods, the father of Tiger Woods. Can I go on and on and on and on with these black fathers who actually push their children to excel despite overcoming odds, right?
Yeah.
And there's a problem. He's too domineering.
Yeah, because that like when that Jackson Five, like I guess TV movie came out, man, the only thing they wanted to focus on was how Joe beat his kids. He beat them kids. Oh look, the Wayans. Nah, you barely hear about the patriarch of the Wayans family. Like King. We know Keenan, we know Damon, we know Marlon, we know Sean. But they mention their mother, but they don't ever really mention the dad Wayans, unless I'm mistaken, because I don't ever hear anything about him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
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 they don't give that man his credit.
no, they don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
but salty. I'm a little tired, man. I'm about to
Oh, okay.
close this out. Did you have anything left that you wanted to say?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to black men. You have a truly honest, resource here of Kevin. Y'all make sure y'all support the channel. I mean, there's a lot of these guys here. And the reason why, Salty Balls was born was that, I seen that there were a lot of resources and things like that given to, uh, our counterparts who just basically parrot and repeat our life and our experiences. But you have these guys who take the supreme risk by showing their faces and things of the sort. And they don't get as much support or whatnot. We got to keep these guys, talking and things of the sort because we're actually moving the needle, right? And so I'm saying that to say, I don't, I'm a content creator myself. I don't ever really ask anybody to do anything, but supporting people, obviously like Kev, obviously like kosher clinician, obviously like Dennis, people who tell the truth like Marcus, Tito. You obviously have historians and things like that even though there's some disagreements that Kev may have with BGS, BGS, and all of them. You know what I mean? Black men first, black men first. You know what I mean? Make sure that you support people who speak about your interests, right? And I would also say very much my last point is watch people's behaviors, okay? Even with black men, because you do have these sort of bitch made simps here, right?
Mhm.
And they actually
Yeah,
play out these sorts of same kind of games in real time. So the stuff that you don't like to see in the real world, don't tolerate here. Vote with your dollars, right? If you're supporting somebody and supporting somebody and supporting somebody, and then somebody is wrenched up and they're censoring your perspective, right? As black men, and they're shitting on you and they're disrespecting you, then obviously vote with your dollars and things like that, But Kev, people like Kevin is good people, support his content, and this is the best way that we keep the conversation going and having real world effects by keeping people informed. The next phase of this is actually voting your interest politically or reaching out to your congressman and having them support bills like 8519. You see a motivated enemy who refuses to hop on a goddamn treadmill, but they're willing to spend 500 goddamn calls to get somebody fired who ain't did nothing to them. Please understand the nature of the threat. Please do. Okay? If you can't do dollars, even a couple of minutes of your time can really, really make a difference. Trust me. And I'll land my plane there. Yeah.
All right, and
Yeah, I
that.
might fire it up in a few minutes, brother, for for an after show.
Okay, yeah. For those who are over here, Salty Balls, you want to fire it up on your channel or Machismo TV?
My channel. I'm just fired up. My
Oh,
Cheesemo, he in the production room somewhere, probably as we speak, curating the show for tomorrow.
oh yeah, yeah. Hard working brother right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. Well, here's my final statement. I'm not gonna say who you should raise and how you should raise your son. I mean, we got enough simps, man. We do, but start raising sons that have the innards to stand on theirs and not to fall victims of things like shame and not to create someone like a simp or anything. We need more young men out there that are actual men, that, who know how to stand on theirs. And this right here, this advice, these narratives that we try to push continuously is a great starting point for that. Yes, so the advice is like, just to do better with our sons, not, ambitious wise, but make sure that they possess the mentality to not get folded up when they get out here in the world. And that's at the end of the day. That's what I'm trying to raise awareness of. Because I mean, most of us know what it's like to be raised in such a way that we had to deprogram ourselves in the process. And that wasn't very easy for us. But for those of us that have made it through the storm, I commend you, brothers. I mean, I know that growing up in this society, whether it's the court of public opinion or just society as a whole, is not a very easy thing for a black man. Period. So if you've made it through the fire, give yourself a pat on the back. But I know the way we start out sometimes it doesn't prepare us, for what this world can do to us. And we can all start this right now. So if you're a father with a son, just make sure that you are looking out for his best interest and not, your personal rights and feelings. We see a lot of that, and it's something that needs to come to an end so we can build a better tomorrow for our people. So that's it for now. I'm just going to support HR Bill 8519. Irvin Reed, thank you for the last super chat. He said, "Young black men to stand on business because you must." Exactly. So let me give you Wacky D one more time, real quick. Thank you for the monetary support. Let me check my likes. Make sure somebody didn't try to do me a sneaky. Oh, okay, 38 likes, still 5 dislikes. But yeah, but thank you for tuning in. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Thank you, Salty Balls, for coming up on the panel, having this conversation. Thank you for all of you in the chat, the members, and the replay game. Thank you very much. This is it. Long live the habitual line steppers. Tune in for Smoke Show Sundays tomorrow. Tune in for Smoke Show Sundays. I'll be getting started around 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So looking forward to seeing all of you, and peace out.